Yeah, that was the homie, Old Gorilla Bones, aka the Dirty Sample, that was called The Murderers, featuring Rob, Roy, and Touch. That's off of that new project that he released here recently, man, and checking in here in the mixtape show live from Canada, man, having a good time. We got the brother himself, Old Gorilla Bones, aka the Dirty Sample, joining us to talk about this project, Revenge Volume 1. First and foremost, my brother, welcome to the mixtape show, man, and how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm living the dream, man. Thanks for having me, G. This is beautiful, man. I'm honored to be here.
Ah, man, it's nothing, brother. Let's vibe, man, because I want to definitely talk about you individually, your career, and this project, man. And big shout out to the homie Thomas Quinlan. He's the man who initially sent me the records back in May. The actual project Revenge Volume 1, and I was telling you off air how I got to listen to it when I was back home visiting family in New York, and I was on the subway listening to it, and it was literally the soundtrack for the ride, man. The sound of the other project, the feel of it, that grimy, that gritty, that dusty boom bap hip hop. And this is it, man. So I definitely want to talk to you, man. So first and foremost, congratulations on this project, man. It's definitely a dope project that I feel like a lot of people who are into that sound need to tap into, man. So congratulations on your release, brother.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Definitely, man. So I'll tell you what, man. Before we get into this, man, I want to talk about you, man, because I know your backstory is pretty dope too. It's a story of resurrection, right? It's a story of like most of us, we kind of get burned out, we get tired of certain things, and you kind of gotta take a step back before you take a step forward. And yours is kind of similar to that, right?
Yeah, 100%, man. Like, as we age, now that I'm climbing the ladder here, maybe up at the top of the hill, might be rolling over at about this now. But things change and our perspectives change, and the things that are important to us change.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to a point where I was like, man, sometimes I wasn't like enjoying making rap anymore, and rap is fun, man. Like when we were talking about, growing up listening to like 90s and, late 80s, that bounce, that shit's all fun, man. It's fun. It's grimy, it's raw, but it was like creative fun. There's still cats doing that nowadays, which is dope, but I felt like I wasn't,
Mm-hmm.
and I needed to like get back to who I was. So take everything that I've learned in that path, let that die off, but keep the knowledge, come back with the knowledge and start over, And that's where OGB rose out the grave, man, climbed his way up out 6 feet of the dirt.
Yeah.
Snuck back out, started hunting down weak MCs and gutting them.
Yeah. And I like both monikers, man. The Dirty Sample because of the sound of your production, and then Old Gorilla Bones is dope too, man, because that does sound like a myth, right? You go to around a campfire and they're like sitting down, hey, let me tell you about Old Gorilla Bones. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I dig that. I like the myth, man. That's the myth. I like it. Yeah.
And it's definitely a nice little nuance to it too, man, because your sound is kind of like mysterious and grimy and it makes you. And I know that's
sample like
done,
a
right?
lot of that. I sample like a lot of real grimy shit. I really love like everything from 60s and 70s prog rock sample shit to like I sample a lot of like horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of wax. I sample all vinyl, man. Like I collect records, like I'm an old school dude.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I just look for that greasy, grimy, that loop where you're like, oh shit, there it is, man. Like there's this I got a new album coming out in October called Beats to Murder Rappers 2. And I just sampled, it's an instrumental, man, but it's all just murder beats, man. Like, it's crazy. But it's all like, 80s B horror movie samples. A lot of like giallo, is like Italian horror.
Okay. Yeah.
Samples from those films, because the music's incredible,
Yeah.
So if you can find that stuff on wax, or you can hunt it down on a VHS or something, that's always the first.
So since you kind of made the comeback and the restart, man, has it been more fun for you this go around? Like as far as you know, kind of shedding that pressure of the pressures that you had before, and now it's kind of like it feels like
Yeah,
what it sounds
man.
like is you're
Yeah.
more into it now and you're more creative with it.
Yeah, I'm just making it for me, you know, and then if people like it, you know, it makes me happy for sure, you know, if people are listening, but I make it for me, man. Like I love, I'm like, what's missing? What do I want to hear? What
Hmm.
do I like? I love a lot of the new music coming out, but
Hmm.
also like miss a lot of that like grimy, weird, you know.
Hmm.
After Doom left us, we got no more of those real. I like some of the weird kids coming out now too. There's some of that. I really like some of that Earth Gang stuff.
Yeah.
But you know like we need that weird shit. We need that weird like cartoony but mean cartoony. I like
Yeah.
that grimy cartoony shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say that you're kind of like one of the Doom disciples, right? You know what I'm saying? Doom kind of
I'll,
had that had that thing that lane he
I mean,
created, you know?
you know, I put out a Doom remix album as the Dirty Sample
Hmm.
back in it must have been 2006 or 2005 or something,
Hmm.
and it's probably got the most downloads ever for me of
Yeah.
all my albums ever. Even like the big joints I did that got lots of plays.
Yeah. Happy birthday to Doom too. I think today's his birthday too. So that's
Yeah, man.
intervention right there.
Rest in
Divine
peace.
intervention.
Rest in peace to the God, man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
That yeah. So yeah, man, you kind of in that lane where it's like, you know, Doom had that cult following. You know what I'm saying? As far as his music, right?
Yeah.
He was our Prince. You know what I'm saying? As far
Oh,
as hip hop,
yeah, man.
he kind of just did what he
Oh,
wanted to do, and it's like no matter what it was, you may not catch it that first go around, but after you listen to it a couple times, it hits you, and you're like, oh,
that's
okay.
it. That's it.
You
Yeah.
know, so
That's what I love, man. Layers. Yeah.
yeah, so that's similar to this project for me, Revenge One. Because as a DJ, my first thought was, okay, how can I mix this in when I'm listening to music, right? So it's when I do have that downtime to actually sit and listen, like I did your project, because I listened to it and I was like, okay, I can mix that into something. I can mix this into something. But when I sat down and listened to it and listened to the layout of the whole project, and I was just
Okay.
like, yeah, okay, I see where you're going with this. You know what I'm saying?
All
I got to
right.
actually
All right.
study. I got to study the project, and I was like, I like what he's doing here. And
Oh, no,
you
man.
know, saying that,
That means the world to me, man. Because sometimes I worry like people are looking too much for singles,
yeah,
and I like singles are that's part of the game, but like an album's an album, right?
mm-hmm,
The you know the album is the project, and like I'm already almost done Revenge Volume 2, man.
mm,
I got some grimy stuff for you, man. Volume 2,
yeah,
but yeah, the album is the project, man, and then like how you work, yeah. So when you listen to it, that's what I hope is that someone presses play
yeah.
and then we move our way through it, you
Yeah,
know.
you
But
gotta,
that's
you have to, man,
yeah,
because
man.
even on the little interludes in between the tracks, it kind of tells you a story or where you're trying to go with that. So you kind of gotta
Yeah,
follow it along.
exactly.
So it's
Wow,
definitely
you
not meant
get
for the microwave mentality listener these days. You know what I'm
amazing, amazing.
saying?
Yeah, heartwarming. Yeah, that's good. That's
Hey,
good.
definitely. Man. So let me ask you this, man: when you make these type of records, production wise and stuff, you obviously have to be in a certain mind state, right?
Yeah,
Do you kind of have
yeah.
to pull yourself away from the music sometimes to kind of clear your head to kind of get out of that? Because it's pretty
Oh
dark,
yeah.
it's pretty gritty, it's pretty grimy, it's pretty, you know, that the shades are closed and you don't let the sunlight in. So do you kind of have to step away
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
to kind of clear your head and kind of, you know, get a refresh right there mentally?
Yeah, for sure, man. Like my life is pretty like my life other than making music's pretty chill, you know. Like
Mm,
I manage a weed shop as my job. That's what
okay,
I do. Is I manage a cannabis shop.
okay,
So
okay.
yeah, I work for like a friend who like runs an amazing weed shop and we
Mm-hmm.
bring in good cannabis. So my life's good, man. Like I just like, you know, I make music and I take care of myself mentally, and you know, we all have our ups and downs. I like that. I like that grimy side, but yeah, you gotta lay off. But I smoke a lot of dope, man. I smoke a lot of weed. It
It
balances out.
yeah, it keeps you. Yeah, I'll say it gives you that balance, right? It makes you kind of just kind of
Yeah,
relax a
yeah.
little bit. Absolutely, man.
Mm,
Absolutely, man.
yeah.
So
Hence the Death Bubba joint, right? The Death Bubba joint.
that's my joint too, brother. That's
Mm,
my joint. I like that one. When I heard that, I was like,
that's all
yo.
weed. Yeah, perfect.
Absolutely, man. So I know you said you got volume 2 on the way too, and you're working on another joint, man. So how have you
Yeah.
been creatively, man? How you loving this creative space that you're in right now?
Oh, good, man. Like I work a lot. Like I'm working on other albums too. So Thomas hooked me up with this homie from New York named Sensational.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's like this old school cat, and So I'm producing a whole album for him,
Nice.
which is almost done at this point now. And then there's this other homie from Vancouver I'm producing for, Azrael Raps Good, and that's almost done right now.
Mm.
So I'm always working, man. Plus instrumental albums. I got a new instrumental album, Butter Breath, coming out in the next bit.
Mm.
So like I'm always working, man. But to me, if I'm not working, I feel kind of sick, you know.
Yeah.
Like that's when I start feeling off, is when I'm not working.
Yeah.
Putting my head right into the music.
Yeah. Creative, right? You got to always create something, right? You just can't sit around and be idle.
Yeah. I hate like I'll, you know, like I'm older, but I'll play video games. But I can only play video games so long, you know. Before I'm like, God damn, I could be doing something. Like I should be getting something done.
Yeah.
So the brain always beckons, man. The brain
Absolutely.
always beckons.
Absolutely. Now, as an MC, brother, your voice is pretty unique as well to go with the music itself. And I'm still trying to figure out the sound, the vocal wise, because it's a different sound to it, and it's just crazy. Have you been featured or worked with any other producers outside of yourself? So I got to hear your voice on other productions, just because your sound is perfect with what you produce. So I kind of want to hear.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying?
What have I as old Gorilla Bones?
Yeah.
I have a track coming out with a group called Ghost Cartridge in the next bit, but I don't know when that's coming out.
Okay.
But that's kind of the only person that's hit me up as OGB so far. But you know, it'll change. You know, it'll keep moving. The future's beautiful. So
yeah. So what different? What's the difference between Old Gorilla Bones and Dirty Sample? What's some of the main differences in your life?
To me, OGB's like, you know, this alter ego that's he's just like tired of these like cotton candy filled generic sounding one by one flip through Instagram.
Yeah.
Potato head weak MC, man. Like do you know the type, like, dude, I'm not saying they're, like, I always say to people, it's not like there isn't good new rap. There's good new rap, but there's, like, so much, you know, just, man, like, toss out the window. And every one of them has a rap video. And the rap video is the same as the other homies' rap video. Like, they're all the same. They've probably rented the same cars for the same shoot.
On the same day, right?
You know what I mean? To save money.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. So OGB to me is this monster who's come back. Like, nah, man, we gotta cull.
Yeah.
There's too many of them. We gotta cull them down. It's like, you remember the rise of the DJs when Serato first hit, dude, and you were spinning wax, and kids were just like, nah, you don't even, what's vinyl?
Yeah.
And you were like, you gotta understand though, man. Like, and they just rose. They all just came up out of nowhere and started DJing and taking gigs from people because they could not have to bring crates. They had just a hard drive.
Yeah.
So I'm like, enough of these cotton candy vocoder MCs, man. I'm gonna call them down, man. We're gonna snatch up some chains and melt down those chains and make some gold bricks and give them back to the poor, man. That's what we're gonna do. Some Robin Hood shit.
It's been a minute since it's been chain snatching season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Enough of these clown shoes, man. Clown shoes.
Absolutely, man. So who else should be on our radar, brother? That, you know what I'm saying, that we should be on the lookout for. That you co-sign as OGB. So
for real, man. Like Touch. On that track you played, Murders, man. Touch for real. Touch is this dude from Edmonton, man. He is just like, he's like one of the most respected MCs across Canada in the underground. Like you ain't a rapper from Canada in respected unless you even like Touch is the god. Touch is the god. You know? Listen to Rob Roy, man. His new stuff has been banging, man. Like Primo's been playing his shit, you know. Like he's got some beautiful music, man, for sure. The homie Half Cut, his other homie that raps with him. They're dope. Right. There's dudes all over Canada, man. Ghetto Socks. You guys ever listen to Ghetto Socks?
I heard the name. Yeah, I heard the name. Yeah.
Yeah, Ghetto Socks, Meta One, man. All the good shit, man. Yolanda Sargent, man. You got to listen to Sergeant Comrade, man. That's my fam from Mo Gravy Records, but she was on the last Roscoe album, man.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Nice.
But
Nice.
yeah, man. So it's been dope. It's
Yeah.
been dope.
Yeah.
Rascal or Planet Asia, man. I always get a mix. Rascal or Planet Asia. I think it's Planet Asia. I'm
Man,
really baked right now, man.
I
I'm
hear.
um,
You said you had a
the
long day at
Holy
work.
Water joint.
I
The Holy Water album. You know which one I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's Planet Asia. That's Planet Asia.
Thank you. That
Yeah,
album's banging,
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
That
yeah,
album's
yeah.
banging.
Dope, man. Dope, brother. Well, man, I tell everybody this. You know what I'm saying? I even posted it on the promo, man. Once you on this show, we call you Mixtape Show Boom Bap alumni. The door
Oh,
stays
word,
open.
man.
You know what I'm saying? We definitely keep the doors open for you guys to come through whenever you got new projects. You know what I'm saying? Send them our way. Let's talk about it. Shout out to
Yeah,
Thomas.
man.
Shout out to the homie Thomas out there again for sending the records. And we want to keep these doors open for you, man. So you already know once you got anything going on or any artists that you know, that's in that same vein, man. Send them our way, brother, and let's get them on the
Oh,
show and let's show them
for
love, man,
sure,
because that's
man.
what the platform's for.
100%, man. 100%.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you, man. So much love and respect, dude. Love and
Absolutely.
respect,
Yeah,
man.
man. Now the
Yeah,
project is
Volume
dope.
Two's coming.
Yeah, the project is
Thanks,
dope,
G.
man. I've been listening to it. I'm listening to it weekly. It's at least once a week I'm listening to it and I'm picking up on some stuff and I just like
Oh, man.
the sound of it. I just love the sound of the project and what you did and where you went with it, man. So I'm definitely excited to hear what you got going on with Volume
All
2 and
right.
everything, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's pretty. It's gonna be nice and dark too, man. It starts off with some hard dug sampling, man. It's
Uh-huh.
gonna be real good. I'm
Yeah.
excited, man.
So as a producer, before we get out of here, as a producer, man, how do you feel when you find these samples that you can use and it's you obviously in your own lane, man. So when you find these little samples or something pops in your head from, I don't know where you pulling it from, childhood or what, but when you hear something in your head and you're like, oh man, I could use that for this. How does that feel when you hear the final product of it and you're like, man?
Oh man, it's like sometimes it just clicks and you know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes I can hear something that I know when it's sped up or slowed down, it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be exactly what I want it to sound like, and I just gotta like hunt down some real greasy drums, like
Mm-hmm.
just depending on what it is, man. Like to me, finding like that perfect little loop that I can just kind of crunch out, man. The grimier the sample, the better. If my loop has a skip in the middle of it
Uh-huh.
and it's looping itself, I'm even happier, Like I like the grimy stuff. So to me, I just when you know, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
How
I
long?
think
Oh, no, go ahead.
watching a lot of horror shit brings me into that. Like, I want that eerie. I want you to feel weird, kind of, when you listen to it.
Yeah, a little uncomfortable maybe. Like, oh.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Dope, man. I tell you what, brother, social media, man. What's the best way we can follow your journey and tap into you and your music and everything? What's the best way we can follow you, man?
Yeah, man. I guess Instagram at the Dirty Sample, man, is probably the best way. But other than that, man, I don't really social
Yeah.
media a lot. But like you gotta have. So I promote music and stuff on there. That seems to be the popular one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I know everybody's complaining about Instagram and shutting down people's videos and stuff because they're getting hit with the copyrights. But I'm like, if your music,
Oh yeah, me too.
but if your music is registered the right way, it's easy to use the music. You know what I'm saying? So I love it.
Oh yeah.
I love playing the artist music on the videos and stuff like that because I done had people hit me up here because I live in Dallas locally. I'm a transplant.
Okay.
So I've had people hit me up and like, yo, this old Gorilla Bones guy, who's this guy? You know what I'm saying? Who's
Oh
that?
man.
With that on that promo video, who's this guy? I got to tap into him.
Oh,
So,
I feel that.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So,
well, respect, man. Like I can't tell you how much I do appreciate it, man. Because when you do this, you try to do what you love, and when people it just shows that when you do what you love, people cling on and they understand it, man. They dig into it. So that's good, man.
I always say if you stay organic to what you believe in, man, it's always gonna be people that's gonna rock with you, man. So we definitely rocking with you here. And, you know what I'm saying? And we got the social media. So are you open to work with other artists too? Is there any contact information
course,
if artists want to work with you? What's the best way to get
Yeah,
in contact?
man. Man. DM me on Insta is probably the easiest way, man. Like, I'm not gonna sling out the old phone number, but just hit me up. hit me up on Insta there, man, and we'll get chatting, you know, and we'll see if we vibe. And I'm sure I'm always down to try something new and something different. So and maybe something the same, you know, where someone's on the same vibe. I'm definitely down. I love that.
Absolutely.
That grimy sound. So
absolutely,
yeah,
brother.
Here I got one. Who's your favorite? What are you listening to right now? What's your favorite?
You know, I don't really do a lot of commercial people. I'm really tapped into artists like yourself. So I'm into like here in the States, it's a crew named Monopoly Family. That's pretty dope. John Jiggs and the rest of the crew. My man, who I got a business relationship with, my dude T-Rex. He's an artist here in Texas and in the Arlington area. Dope MC, really dope MC. My guy Bad Seed, who just dropped the album here from Brooklyn. He's really dope. He got a crew, 6-man entertainment. That's killers on the mic right now. Bunch of Philly cats I'm into. So I'm all over the place, but I'm all over the place on the underground scene and the indie scene. Well, I don't like saying that. The indie scene.
Yeah.
I guess if you say I go commercial, Nas that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a Nas fan.
That's fair. Yeah.
I grew up in Queens, so it's kind of like a birthright thing, like being a Yankees fan or a Mets fan. You know what I'm saying? You kind of.
Well, I mean, he's one of the greatest, and I will still say he dropped the greatest rap album of all time.
Yeah. Mobb Deep, that's my favorite group of all time.
Oh, I love Mobb Deep, man.
So obviously, that's why I connected with your sound. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Like hip hop needs you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like hip hop needs people like you. So that's a beautiful thing to hear that, man, and hear those names.
Yeah, I don't
man. I'm gonna check them all out.
Yeah, I don't do too many commercial records or FM radios. I don't even listen to FM radio. I listen to a lot of the streaming stations like us and just kind of tap into the underground scene, man.
Fresh.
We all going through the same thing, so I kind of relate to artists like yourself more than I would a Jay-Z. He you know what I'm saying? He don't need my.
That's fair,
he don't need me to play his record. He good. No, man.
That's true.
Definitely, man. Well, I'll tell you what, brother. I'm after we get off, I'm gonna tell you something real quick off air. Some information I got for you as a Boom Bap alumni. We got some stuff that we do for the artists here, promo wise. I'm gonna tell you about.
Oh no,
and
man.
We'll get off air, but I'm gonna play a couple records from the project. Old Gorilla Bones, aka the Dirty Sample, got that project. What's the name of that project too? I forgot. We've got to get into that. What's the name of that project again?
Revenge Volume 1.
Revenge Volume 1. We got Volume 2 dropping soon. You said you got the instrumental album coming, so the
instrumental's out.
The listeners are definitely gonna have a lot of old Gorilla Bones here on the show, brother. Definitely, man. So I'll tell you what, man. Let's get into these records, man. Let's talk a little bit off air, and then we'll keep the show going, bro. But I appreciate you calling in, man. Shout out to my man Thomas Quinlan for initially setting this up. You know what I'm saying? Out of is it Hand Solo Records? Is that the proper?
That's right.
Hand Solo Records. Yeah. And that's the label that's the label you're signed with, right?
That's right.
There we go. Shout out to the labels, man. We love the indie labels too.
Man. For real, Thomas puts work in, man.
Thomas, send me some more records, brother. Send me the crew. Send me the rest of the roster, man. We gotta break these records. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
So, dope, man. Let's get into the Like They Don't Know first, and then we'll get into Back from the Dead, and let's chop it up real quick off air, brother. All right.
For all my producers.
All right, we'll be right back.
DJ Quan Radio, where hip hop lives. Drop it.